Good morning, traders. So, how to trade Bitcoin and Ethereum today? Now, this daily picture is starting to concern me a little bit. I'm just going to draw these lines in and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, so pretty much this is looking like a repeat of this pattern here. Okay, so there's no real conviction on that to the upside, and we kind of rejected off Sequenson yesterday with this blue line, and we pulled back. But if we just get down to the 4 hour, we'll see. For me, I'm still sitting long, but my stop is below this level here, below this fractional. If we do break below this level anyway, then this to me is probably more of a consolidation for another push down. Okay, so far it's played out as expected yesterday. It did bounce off the cloud here, and we've pulled back, and we need to stay above the Kijunsen here on the 4 hour. If we can stay above the Kijunsen on the 4 hour, then pretty much we should get into the cloud, pull back again, and then run to the top. Okay, so for now, the best thing to do is just delete the top line, because it's going to impact your decision making, and trust what you see. So for me, what I see is we do have a crossover on Kijunsen and Tekensen. So that is a bullish crossover when blue is above red. We've also had Chicospan breakthrough price here. Now there's nothing much really until the cloud up here. So if it starts pointing to the upside and heading up, then we're fine. At this stage, don't really like my oscillators when they turn when they're far apart like this. It normally indicates a strong move down, so that would validate this wedge. But anyway, for now, I'm still going to remain bullish, but a cautious bull, if I can put it that way. This level needs to hold. So Kijunsen is my level, the red line, and that is the level that needs to hold. Let's just get rid of that as well. Okay, so let's just get down to the 1 hour. And you can see the 1 hour is giving us a complete different picture. We did bounce off the 200 EMA on the hour. You can see that big rejection bar there. This purple line is my 200 exponential moving average. Okay, so pretty much the same picture here. The cloud needs to hold. If the cloud fails here and it breaks through the cloud, it's going to break this bottom trend line, which will validate the wedge, and we can expect some more downside. Okay, and at which point I'll probably just get out of the trade. But for now, I'm going to stay in it. The 4 hour does look promising to me. The 1 hour is the only one that is concerning, but I can see why we bounced. It's off the 200 EMA, so I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt at the moment and see if the buyers can keep pushing this thing up. Okay, now the next thing to bear in mind now, if this does hold and we get another crossover of Tekensen and Kijunsen, a bullish crossover, that is an extremely bullish signal because the crossover happens above the cloud. Okay, so you can see here was the previous crossover above the cloud, and we had quite a big squirt up. Then we consolidated most of yesterday. We've fallen off today, but there are buyers here, so let's just see what happens. Okay, if we get another crossover outside the cloud, then that should push us through the 200 EMA, which is also a bullish signal. So the 200 EMA is what a lot of your traders use as a yardstick. If you're above it, the trend is up. If you're below it, the trend is down. Okay, so that's why you see the selling off there. Okay, so let's just have a look at, just summarize this. So for Bitcoin, I'm still long. Stop loss is here. Let me just put my stop loss there. Okay, my entry, I'm ever so slightly in profit. My entry was basically on the break of this level here. So pretty much in here, this area was my entry. And yeah, so we're slightly in profit at the moment. Not much when you start working your spreads into it, but that's pretty much where we are. Okay, So let's get back to Ether. So Ether obviously has a similar pattern and a similar bit of concern at the moment. Okay, so that's the up, and I mean, that's actually pretty glaring, if you ask me. Let's just get to the 4 hour, see what we can see on Ichimoku. So although we have a wedge, well, let's just say potential wedge pattern here, backed up with the oscillators. Obviously, we need a break of this and a retest for it to be verified, but at this stage, we have Kijisen and Dickinson pointing to the upside. Okay, so at the moment, Kijisen is flat. Let's just see what the twist. There's no twist yet. Chikuspan has broken through price, which is pretty good. We found some support. Well, sorry, we found some resistance here at the top of the cloud, and we pulled back. So if this holds, then we should a break above this bar here will break the cloud properly, and it's going to give us some more bullish action. And I think if I look at what we have, okay, so the scenario is slightly different here. You can see how we broke through the 200 EMA on the 1 hour, but we then fell back through. And at the same time, we've got a bearish cross, but it is flat, so it's indicating a trend. We are above price with Chikuspan. So provided that this stays like this and we manage to start pulling back above the 200 EMA, we should get another crossover, which is going to be pretty bullish. Okay, so for me, I'm still sitting long on Ether as well, and I'm a little bit more confident on Ether. So at this stage, that was my entry on the break of this fractal here in the retest. So that was my entry, and my stop loss is pretty much below these fractals at the moment. Okay, so what I'm looking for is I'm looking for this thing to break out of the cloud so that I can move my stop loss up below this fractal here. Okay, and you can see these two lines is my spread. So I can't really move my stop loss up to here because it'll get triggered. So we'll keep it down below these levels here. It's a very small risk at the moment, so our risk to reward on this is pretty good. And the only worrying side that I have here is this rising wedge. It just depends how our institutions or bigger players play this. If they see this as a wedge and they want to trade it as a wedge, they're going to trade it as a wedge and push the price down. And that would give us a pretty big fall though. So that would take us from there to there. That would give us a 160 pip, so $160 fall. Okay, from where we are now, it's going to be quite telling. Okay, so for now, I think I will just stay where I am. I'm staying long, and we'll see how this plays out. It's 1 hour Ichimoku is, to me, pretty bullish. We're going to have to break back through the cloud for me to start getting worried. Okay, if we do break through the cloud, my stops are in place, so which is not an issue. And I may just cancel the trade and wait for another setup. But at this stage, we'll just leave it as it is and see what happens. Okay, guys, so that's my view on the cryptos this morning. I think we're still slightly bullish. There is a concerning rising wedge on both. And we're going to have to watch and see how that rising wedge plays out, whether it breaks the downside or whether it turns into a channel and it continues channeling to the upside. Okay, we are below the 200 EMA on pretty much most of the higher time frames, so there is going to be a bit of a dogfight to get through those levels. But if we do get through those levels, then I'll have extra confirmation to start looking for additional long positions. So that's my take on the cryptos. Hope it helps. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We do this every day. And drop us a comment. Love to hear from you guys. Anyway, enjoy the day, and I'll catch up with you later. Cheers, man.